Real motion getter. Stay in motion. Gonna keep that motion. We gonna stay on top. $1 million nigga. $1 billion nigga. This is not no cap talk.
Motion Mondays with Dreamwise. It go down. We are here and we are in motion, baby. It go down. Wake that ass up. Wake that ass up. It's time to get it. Another week and an eventful, ritualistic weekend. Yesterday we had the Patreon build. We did Sunday service. And we did the guided meditation for the Sunday service, bringing in some Ostara Easter energy, right? And just really getting into our zone with the meditation. And after we did our powerful build and meditation practice, the family was like, hey, I got to go see Sinners, da-da-da-da. And instantly we got up. It was a kid-free weekend. We got up and took off before we had to pick up our kids. And sure enough, it was a must-see. So I'm going to dive into that tomorrow, Tuesday. I'm going to decode it, give y'all another day to try to watch it. And I heard it's already on the free site, but I would go to the movies if I was you. Y'all know what we do with Motion Mondays. Motion Mondays is about us getting in motion. So I go down my Instagram feed and I dive deep into the fold of spiritual information that's coming through the feed. So I can feed you some light, some information, some inspiration, some encouragement, and some power to move you, and some aha moments as well. Because knowledge is fun to the mental. What's the deal, family? What's up? What's up? Yeah, so Sinners was good, man. I'll decode it tomorrow. It was one of those that's a must decode, and there's a lot of symbolism in it. I'll give y'all something small. I guess the real biggest thing is we got to understand how powerful music is, right? And how transformative music can be. Remember, Bobby used to say back in the day, melanated beings used to go to the clubs, the juke joints, all of that, to heal themselves with music. So there's a deeper resonance when we're talking about the dark vampirism, music, and transforming. I'm going to get into a lot of that tomorrow in my build, because, there was a lot of different things that we got to uncover with the Sinners movie. And just remember, look, y'all know what sin is. Your sin is your skin. So you're in your sin right now. So just by you being a human is a sin. You feel me? So you're a sinner just by coming down to this bitch. And in coming down here, you came down here to understand your dark and your light. Smoke and stack, right? 2, figure out how to be this Heru figure, sword in the stone, and be Sammy, if you will. Hey, I seen all that shit crazy, but it was good. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan and the guy that produced it. What's his name? The guy. All right, let's get on my Instagram feed before I spoil the whole Sinners movie. God damn. But powerful movie. I enjoyed it. I knew I enjoyed it because I didn't fall asleep. Ha! At first, that first hour, you like, all right, nigga, what niggas talking about? And then it just picked up at the end, which is a powerful strategy because, again, the ending is important because people don't remember the middle. They remember the beginning and the end. So Ryan Coogler, that's the guy's name, he did a fabulous job of captivating our minds in 30 minutes or less at the end, and then really just pushing the whole idea and symbolic energy at the end. So that was fire. All right, let me share my Instagram and let's get it up. Shout out to the family, peace to the family, peace to the gods. It go down. That's an image of me. It's a plant.
It is not wrong to say, as many people interpret the law of attraction on your planet to mean, well, yes, of course, you have to be the frequency of the thing you wish to attract. That's fine. But it's not a complete nor a deep understanding of how it works. Here is the true secret of the law of attraction. You have a core vibrational frequency. It is purely, uniquely you. It's a beacon. It's like a lighthouse. It shines, it radiates purely that signature frequency of your unique being. It never stops radiating that light, that frequency, that energy. Never stops. Everything that is in alignment with that frequency is doing its utmost to come to you. Everything that is not aligned with that frequency is doing its utmost to get as far away from you as it possibly can. If the things that are aligned with that beacon aren't reaching you, it's not because you're not vibrating at the resonance that you need to attract it. It's because your definitions and beliefs are holding it away. If the things that are trying to get away from you can't get away from you, it's not because they're not trying, it's because you're holding on to them. So the true secret of the law of attraction is not how to learn to attract what you prefer, it's how to learn to let go of what you don't, so that you can let in what is trying to get to you automatically, by definition.
Shout out to Bashar, man. Shout out to the guy Bashar. Yeah, your definition is the key to life, the end. So how you define situationships, people, places, things, ideas that come to you is going to rule your world. So if you define everything as bad, less than, if a situation arises, right, and it's kind of uncomfortable, let's say that, and you define it as a bad thing based off of your trauma response and your programming from your mama and your grandma and them, then essentially you're falling into a cycle, a loophole of constantly, repetitively seeing stuff as a low vibrational thing. And then what you attract is that the same low vibrational, negative, if you will, ideas, information, and situationships to you. Shit, even in the Sinners movie, right? You look at Smoke and Stack and their old man being an abuser of them. You feel me? Beating their ass and shit. But in that whooping of their ass, yeah, it was a low vibrational act, right? But they transformed it into something of gold, where they become more confident, brash, assertive into the world. So, people can look at it like, oh, they're immoral, they're robbing, and they were making plays, they're in motion. So sometimes that pressure makes a diamond, and you see it in the hood. You see some of the toughest niggas that went through some really extreme ordeals as young kids have this different glow and resonance about them that makes them walk a little bit more assertively and aggressively into the world. Think about 50 Cent, him losing his mom at such a young age, and his dad. And in his book, in the 50th Law book, when he said, yeah, I lost them, and then I just had to depend on myself. So yeah, he stayed with his grandma, but he was self-reliant because his grandma had so many other kids to watch. And in him being self-reliant, it teaches him so much skills and ideas about the world that he gains an internal power that transforms him into who we see today, which is 50 Cent, a mogul, TV show mogul, music mogul, and on his way and still going, you feel me, running it up. So understand, you got to define your situations for something of gold, because gold is God, and in that God energy, that's all we're having is an experience as God walking in this human form, knowing that nothing can ever destroy us. Let's keep it rolling, baby. Let's keep it rolling. Let's see what else we got. Shout out to Bashar.
Messenger is not important. The message is what shifts consciousness. If the messenger becomes more important than the message, then the message is already lost. The evolution of the message. The truth has been spoken many times, by many voices, in many languages, in many ages, but every time, humanity turns the speaker into a god rather than listening to what was said. This happened with Yeshua. This happened with Buddha. This happened with prophets, sages, mystics. The messenger comes to reveal, but the moment they leave, the followers rewrite the message to fit their own desires. What was once pure becomes structured, distorted, rewritten. True messages do not require temples, churches, or sacred texts. True messages do not need devotion or hierarchy. True messages awaken, they do not enslave. If a message leads to control, it is not truth. If a message leads to division, it is not truth. If a message leads to fear, it is not truth. Truth does not worship. Truth does not kneel. Truth does not need a name attached to it. Messenger is not important.
Shout out to this guy that's right here, or whoever that was. Okay, so understand this to the core, right? A lot of times we might be hurting or putting ourselves in detrimental situations based off of we looking at the exterior looks of somebody. Oh, he's a white man. I ain't listening to him. What the fuck? Or, oh, he's, kind of flamboyant. That nigga don't know what he talking about. You feel me? So a lot of times what happens is, even in that vein, right, you'll miss out on an important pivotal message. Oh, I'm not reading that book. It's Caucasian people wrote it or whatever. You feel me? Or I don't like the author because he's whatever. You feel me? The information is in this book, and information is putting you in just that, in form. And out of form becomes out of the formless becomes form. So it doesn't matter who's saying it. It just is, did you pick up on the message? And in the picking up on the message is more important for your own personal transformation. So we like to, put people on a pedestal and look at them as some kind of great guru and God or whatever, right? You can have admiration for somebody, but shit, they put on their pants the same way as you. And then the real chaos beings understand that this is an illusion. So if you're not out here playing the game, playing this as a game, and just constantly transforming, right, in this never-ending story, then you're going to be lost to celebrity worshiping, and that's a distraction, because they're in their sin too, sinners, right? And in them just coming down here, they're a sin. Remember, Bobby used to say, "Don't follow me nowhere." Shit, I gotta pick up the top to my tank and flush the toilet that way. Shit, I got one iron on my stove. I can't even make 2 meals at once. I got one iron and that bitch barely working. And you following me? Shit, you must be out of your damn mind. And Bobby was a beacon of light. You feel me? Like, you could see the light and resonance off of him. But he was just speaking of his own internal transformation and freedom from being a human. Because the human is the egoic pressures of society to be somebody. And the real idea, the real gnosis of this thing, self-love, self-knowledge of self, is to be nobody. And that Mr. Nobody is an important concept, because essentially that's you being able to explore the world and have freedom reign supreme in your kingdom, right? Purple rain, the reign of your kingdom is right here in your crown, your head. And you doing what moves you passionately based off of you don't feel like you're better than anybody, or you don't have no egoic pressures to fit in and look at me. That's chaos in the blood, baby. Niggas be tripping with that shit. So then it's more so about you understanding that you came here to learn something new and pick up on things based off of you staying in motion and exploring, having this exploration or this adventurous spirit, right? You're Moana and you're setting sail on sea to see who you are destined to be and see if you can do it, or just pull it off, because you're putting yourself in a state of ignorance to pull off a great hey, the story is never ending, baby. All right, let's keep it rolling. Okay, let's see what else we got.
You fast to create a positive energy force where other forces can gather. The word fast means to abstain from. So if you drinking water, you're on a water diet. It's not a fast. You drinking fruit juice, you're on a fruit juice diet. When you take nothing, when you talk about the story of Jesus and them, that's 40 days on just breathing. I never understood why Gandhi got so much play. He, the longest he fasted was 13 days. I didn't realize that's 13 days with nothing. You know, just breathing. And then everything in the body changes. You know, the universe takes over. See, once you go on a fast, the body starts consuming itself. So if you took a comb and combed your hair, what are the hairs going to come out in the comb? The weak ones or the strong ones?
The weak ones.
Okay, so if you have cancer, when you go on the fast, it start eating up on. That's how you heal. You fast.
Okay, breath is life. Shout out to Dick Gregory. Breath is life. The end. Like, breath is spirit. So if you don't know, you need to be constantly, habitually, consciously breathing all day long. Figuring out times and spaces to get into spirit is just breathing. These breathing exercises, not even breathing exercises, you just constantly taking a breath through your nose and out through your mouth, or through your nose and out through your nose. All day long. It's going to do stuff to your mind. It's going to do stuff to your body. And it's going to do stuff to your being just by you taking in these conscious breaths on a day-to-day basis. There's a whole bunch of books on breathing, right? And then if you mix that with a fast, oh, happy day. Ha! You'll take yourself to a whole nother level. Here go a book. Free Your Breath, Free Your Life by Dennis Lewis. How conscious breathing can relieve stress, increase vitality, and help you live more fully. Oh shit. Okay, that's a good book. There's other good books, Breath. There's other good books on breathing, but essentially you just want to be consciously, habitually breathing all the time. If you're not doing, and see, you think you're breathing, but you're shallow breathing. That shallow breath is not working. It's not putting you into a state of awareness. It's not elevating your minds and pushing them toxins out of your body. So if you mix a fast in with breathing, you then took yourself to a whole nother level of God, because you're literally going to transform from the inside out. You'll see it in your face, your body, your demeanor, your energy. Mix it, do it fast and not no. Now look, because Dick Gregory, I get what he's saying, and I can hear him clearly. But you got to practice a fast before you just go into straight absolutely nothing. You feel me? So even just the water, like I did a 40-day water fast, and that transformed me. I did a 30-day juice fast. No, I did a 40-day juice fast. Damn, I already forgot which one I did, which. Damn. Whatever. One was juice, one was water. And essentially, I transformed based off of me breathing and going outside more, a lot more. I was outside like a motherfucker during them times. You feel me? Because the sun was also healing my body too. So all them toxins and stuff that I was doing from 18 to 27, 28, that I was putting in my body, they literally just died off. And I transformed my whole being into something else. I started becoming brighter, lighter, more vibrant. And then there was something that was happening to my brain because I did so much drugs that it literally started putting my brain back into shape. It was like something was cracking in my brain. It was just going popping my shit back into place, baby. Say, I can't make it up. I'm just telling you what it is. So I was like, oh, this fasting is really God. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now if what Dick Gregory is saying is abstaining from you know what I'm saying? Now, you just got to be ready and practice. That's what spiritual practice is. Practice before you go to the extreme of just breathing for 5 days or whatever. And this ain't no medical advice. I'm not a doctor. This is not no medical advice. This is just fun and entertainment. All right, let's keep it rolling. So yeah, y'all get a fat. Ooh, in the summertime, baby. What? They got watermelons with seeds now too. I look like the biggest fat vegan ever, boy. Ha! Hey, I'm being that bitch. Watermelon juice, that shit had me on 9 last summer. I was up. I was shit in that. You feel me? I was sinner for real. Me and D-Ray, I used to have her holding her and shit. Talking about sitting, shit. All right, let's keep it rolling. Hold on. Okay.
As soon as you, as a person, decide that you're not going to lie anymore, and that whatever problem that you have, you're going to deal with that problem right then where it presents itself, it'll show you a whole new side of you. As soon as you, as a person...
Shout out to Cat Williams. We're going to go see Mike Epps and them May 2nd. I think he's coming to Houston May 2nd or 3rd, something like that. That shit going to be fire. Yeah, I mean, honesty is the best policy for you. You feel me? And you want to be honest with yourself because that's you understanding that you're nobody. So why lie to save face? You're just lying to yourself, selves. So you need to be honest with yourself and understand that, certain things don't fit into the lexicon of your being based off of it's just not you. You feel me? You don't have to dress up and put on a mask to fit in. That's the problem with the spiritual community now. People feel like they got to put on so much items and garbs and stuff just to be, like everybody else, so they can fit into another community instead of the Christian community, instead of the churches and shit. Went over to my D-Ray's mama's house, and my father-in-law, he was talking about some grass, you feel me? And he been smoking that THCA. And he been kind of running from the weed because he's trying to act like he's You know what I'm saying? It's like a moralism thing, you know what I'm saying, in their mind for some real reason. I don't know why, because weed is now is they don't that illegal thing, that's just a trick of the government control. So he finally folded in and said, all right, I'm gonna get me some real weed. He got him some dro or whatever. And he said he'd been running from it just based off of his illusion. Basically, to sum it up, he said he was trying to stay away from it because it was illegal, you know what I'm saying, and all that other stuff. But shit, if you smoke weed and it feels good to you, and you can still move, have motion, and it does something to your mind, then you got to be honest with yourself. You feel me? Smoke up. Now, when I smoke weed, it's more of a private sector thing for me. Like, I got to be by myself, one with myself, and in my own cocoon. Because I start hearing people's minds, and then that shit start tripping me out. You feel me? I be like, all right, this ain't really what time it is, because I be something's going on with the spirit where I start feeling shit. So when I'm by myself, I can really focusing on my mind. So I can smoke weed by myself and be A-okay, you feel me? I don't got time, but it's a ritualistic practice for me. So if I smoke weed, I'm gonna go into meditation and go into a silence of the mind where I can hear myself and hear the thoughts that's coming to me and just address them accordingly, especially if I'm doing some shadow work. So even with the Sinners movie yesterday, there's a shadow side, which is good, and a light side, which is good. You feel me? So you can't run from your shadow. You are your shadow, and you just got to understand that aspect of you, that shadow aspect of you, and love on that part of you that's hidden in the dark, that you keeping away from people because you think you fucking, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Morale person or whatever, right? You got to love that aspect of you that loves whatever it might be. You feel me? And stand on it and embrace it, right? I used to run when I was a kid. I loved reading. Loved it, loved it, loved it. It was something, because my mama used to take me to the library and stuff, getting us out the hood and shit. And I used to read them books to get a pizza or whatever, right? But I literally enjoyed reading them Encyclopedia Brown books because I just love the mystery and the story and all of that. That, you know what I mean? How they about to solve the crime type thing, right? Sure enough, I suppressed that energy as a kid because, you know what I'm saying, you didn't want people to know that you enjoyed reading or whatever. It was like looked at as weird or whatever, or like geeky if you read books. You feel me? Just because these niggas didn't read and they was in a trauma response because they couldn't read. Their mama didn't care about their reading skills and shit. Ha! Their mama was like, shit. They didn't give a fuck. They put that TV on, sit your ass down. But my mama was different. She took us to the library. She did do that because she was making sure we was going to read and shit. You feel me? And that's a beautiful thing. My mama still goes to the library to this day. She goes and does her thing. And, you know, I picked up on reading at such a young age, and then I suppressed it. I had to get back into it because I literally love being by myself, reading a book that'll take me up out of here. It starts to stimulate the imaginations, the image of a whole new nation in your mind as you're reading books. It's fun to the mental. So now, all of a sudden, if you want to really power up your mind, read books. And I'm telling you, nigga, I wish I can move my camera. All of these damn, everything is in these books. You just want to go for yours. Read everything. They're hiding it in the books. Trust me. If you don't have time to read, Audible will save your life. Trust me, nigga. Audible. You should see my Audible. My shit off the chain. I probably got 200 books in that bitch. Audible. And just go for everything. Just read. You feel me? And that stuff is going to take you up out of here instead of the distractory every energy of the social media and you reading these captions of some drama shit. You feel me? All right, let's keep it rolling. Yeah, also, y'all that just came in, shout out to the family. Like this thing up, share this thing up. Tomorrow, I'm doing Sinners. Tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Central Time, I'm going to break down Sinners. You feel me? And we're going to go deep into the fold. So I'm going to have pictures of it and just give y'all the understanding of both sides of the coin. And we're going to dive deep into the idea of what it's all about. You feel me? Just understand that music is a key sound, really sound, but music is a key harmonious thing to putting you in rhythm. It's a ritual when you do music. When you're listening to music, it's a ritual. So all these low vibrational musics y'all listen to now, still a ritual played that you're putting into the lexicon of your subconscious mind. It's a portal, it's a gateway to transform and to put you into a state of low vibrational energy or high vibrational energy. And then it can literally heal you or destroy the interior of your being. So understand music is an important notion in the show Sinners that we watched yesterday. And even in one scene, they showed the roof busting open when Sammy was playing. And then they showed the universe, one song, you feel me? So shit, you have to be a Rahim or the rhythm of your own beat to move according to your journey. Remember your energy first. So if you're not moving in according to your journey, then you're subjugated to somebody else's motion and work. That's why people be stuck at 9 to 5s and jobs, because they're in spirit. Inspiration hasn't caught up with them yet, and they're not in balance and unison with themselves. You feel me? To get on their journey. So they're stuck in the human survival mode, instinct world, right? The root chakra Malkuth, which is the survival animalistic approach to the world. You got to change the way you're looking at this world. You feel me? You got to go for yours in the form of passion and not worry about the pitfalls and the stumbling blocks that happens. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Just understand, as long as you keep on moving, that's the way to grow and learn over and over and over again. Okay, let's keep it rolling, baby. Let's keep it rolling. Shout out to the...
You think you a fool, you'll act like a fool. You think you poor, you act the way they tell you poor people supposed to act. Plant. You want to grow corn, you plant a seed. It works with everything else. Plant. You want to get a new car, buy the keychain and put it away. The car come to you. That's what the real God is about. You think
you gotta plant that seed. Plant in your mind. And speaking of plants, we're talking about the spring season. So you need to be planting seeds over and over and over again. You want a new spouse, or you want to attract the love, right? You got to plant the seed. You have to not take up both spaces in your garage and park on one side of the garage, right? You have to sleep on one side of the bed. You have to make enough food for 2 people. And to go even deeper and put a plate out. You have to play love music. The minute you get into that vibration and that key, instead of that Glorilla energy, ha, and that sexy red energy, fuck nigga free energy, right? Then essentially you'll attract the love that you need. But if you steady in the space of all men are dogs and creeps, then that's what you're gonna get. And that ain't no good, because even when you do attract a man, he's gonna dog you out, because you told yourself, you said all men are dogs. So now you attracted to the dog. He coming knocking you down, and then he gonna knock down Felicia and them still, because that's what you wanted. That's what you're asking for. So remember, you got to change the seed that you're planting. You got to plant something that works for you, that's going to be incongruent to your own destiny and your reality of how you want to see your world shape out. And then again, what I was telling the Patreon family yesterday in our Sunday service build, I said, nigga, you got to be happy to be happy. Some people don't want to feel that happiness because they addicted to the low vibrational trauma response of being sad and being mad or fighting somebody. You gotta want to be relaxed and chill and cool and easy going. Some people, they just need that fuck nigga because they need the trauma. They want to feel all that trauma. Oh, this nigga cheating on me. Fuck. They want to go through that every night because it feels good to their body. It feels bad to their mind, but it feels good to their body because they're in the same trauma response of having something to do. Ha! Say that. Hey, I'm being real. That's why they keep on perpetuating that show, the Love and Hip Hop shows, and what's the other ones? Real Housewives of Atlanta. They're trying to put a drama response to see Black women fight, and you identify with that to be like, oh yes, that's what I need in my day. You feel me? And then you want to fight your homegirl because she gossiping or whatever, but that's really not your homegirl. You attracted her because you like that she gossips. Chaos in the blood, baby. Hey, I'm just telling y'all what it is. This shit go down. Miss Bernard, let's see what Miss Bernard is talking about. Trust and believe me, this is a true story. I jumped back from the door, woke the fuck up from my dream, sweating like a pig in heat. It was real. It was 3 a.m. Then I popped up, went straight to the door. We did a whole, what we do? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did an out of body experience yesterday. Out of body experience into a visualization technique yesterday in the Patreon. I'm gonna post that after this, Patreon family. I'm gonna post the meditation after this because I forgot to post it last night because we ran off and went to go see that Sinners. All right, let's keep it rolling.
Life is just one day. You born in the one day, and you live in the one day. You die in the one day. Everything happening in the one day. Today is the only your life. Yesterday is already dead. Too late. Tomorrow is not born. Too early. What you have is today. Today is the only life. Today is not the little part of life. Today is life.
It's all.
Yes. Therefore, we need to make joy or happy every day. Not next year. You don't say me, I want happy life. That's illusion. Don't say me, I just want to say, I want happy day. Once you have a happy day, I think you have a happy life. Life is...
Shout out to the God. Yeah, just understand that you're living in the now. Now is the only thing you have. So in order to be in the now, you have to be really loving your days. Even if you're at a job that doesn't serve you, that's just the past responding to what you believed yourself to be in this past situation. As you're coming into consciousness and awareness, now you have the power to change the past by manipulating your present. And the present is a gift. So you manipulate the present by seeing yourself on a constant daily basis as the new vision desire that you want to see every day. They call it blue sky thinking, and blue sky thinking is essentially you living in your head and being the whatever person that you see in your mind, you be that right now. Not seeing it as a future event, you be that person right now. And essentially what's going to happen is things are going to start to magnetize and attract towards you. A book might come to you where you read the book and it changes your life. You're like, oh, wow, I didn't even see that. A person might come to you and that person does something to put you in alignment with that vision desired. An idea might come to you and then you run the play and all of a sudden it's putting you closer to that vision desired. But you're still that vision desired right now. It's just the reality or the physical dimension is trying to catch up with what you're seeing yourself as on a daily. So it's important to practice mindfulness instead of mindfulness, where you're habitually, repetitiously seeing the good inside of you over and over and over again. You got to have a definite picture of the person that you're claiming to be, how he walks, how she talks, the way they move, right? And then all of a sudden you'll start just having inspiration to go to the gym or pick up that book that you've been putting down, or that TV show is just not attractive to you no more. So then you start meditating more, or go into or pick up a book that you needed to read a long time ago, but you didn't read it because the distraction is more attractive to you. But now it's reversed because you changed your mindset. So live in the now, right? Remember, the presence is a gift, and a good way to do that is these thankful showers. Now, them gratitude showers are just gratitude is going to put you in the now. It's going to put you in perspective of, okay, well, I'm not off. I'm here. I'm alive. I got opportunities, right? I got the potential. Feel me? And I'm breathing, right? So even just as simple as just walking is a thing. You can have gratitude, gratefulness for walking. That's going to tripwire your mind into the now. Like, all right, well, at least I could, I'm thankful to walk, right? I'm thankful to have the ability to buy me some food. You feel me? Small things like that is going to tripwire you into more of a conscious state to then see the vision desire that you want to see in your mind's eye over and over and over again. Let's keep it rolling.
Right? You cut off friends, family, right? And you go deep within. You start studying, you start reading, you start meditating. You cut off certain food habits, you start fasting, right? You do a complete digital detox. You go into nature more, you ground. So you can actually know your true self, because we know our reactive selves, right? Our lower selves, not the ones that's activated from our higher reasoning, right? That neocortex, to where we have real thoughts. The reason why, one of the things I try to do a lot, I say, in a conversation, how can I get somebody to say, I never heard that before? And you can only do that if you're not saying things that's in the algorithm. You have to know what you actually think, which means you have to pull away from it. Think about it. Now you're contributing to it. You're creating. The other time you're just consuming, and what you consume controls you. So if it's negative, it controls you. The brain is looking to survive. So we look at negative things and we blow them up, because we need to keep our eyes on threats. So negativity is magnified, even though the presence is really small. So a troll, you might want to wring their neck and kill him, but it's only one of them. But he was loud though. I still want to see bro in real life. That's just your brain in survival mode. So you have to realize that you have to be in that evolution mode, right? You have to know you're creating those responses. You're activating the low level people. They are force based on, right? You cut off friends.
Shout out to 19 Keys. Yeah, that introspective look within is important. And, 19 does a good job of giving you the understanding of the disciplined nature that you have to have in your life. There has to be some form of discipling these energies inside of you. Remember, everything is energy. So the zodiac is energy. Then the 12 disciples and you being Jesus is all energy. It's a story about energy, the end, right? So you being the hero, the conscious one, the Christ figure, is you disciplining them disciples and overcoming the external energy of the human or the animalistic nature of this world. So now there's things that you have to do unconsciously and consciously. And when you make certain decisions, when you make certain choices, you are more prone or addicted to the low vibrational response because your body, your nervous system, your physiological energy inside feels like that's what you always wanted, and that's what you're responding to. So now you want to be able to there is a point where you have to fight and really sit still and do the mental alchemy to get on a higher plane of existence with this thing. And honestly, a good way is food. You feel me? Is food, fasting, changing your food. Obviously, it's going to suck at first, but then eventually it's going to really turn up. Auto suggestions is very, 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 very important. I can't make that up, but I preach that to the core. Auto suggestions. Listen to yourself say only positive words to yourselves. Cells. Over and over and over again. Breathing, right? And I'm gonna do something soon for the Patreon family where we're gonna go deep into the fold of the elements. You feel me? I'm gonna do an elemental class in Patreon soon, so y'all be on the look out for that, Patreon family, because I think it's important for us to understand each of these elements to the core and how they're all inside of us, but how then we get to that fifth element, which is spirit. And then spirit is actually what's making you high. Instead of you being high on the ganja, you be high on your spirit. Because that's what's actually transforming this earth realm around you, is you being a spiritual being and not a human being. All right, let's keep it rolling, baby. Let's keep it rolling. Shout out to the family, man. I see y'all in here. It go down.
Study the greats and become greater. And be a scientist. Dissect. No matter what. I mean, I don't care if the whole world is against you or tease you or say you're not going to make it. Believe in yourself. No matter what. Some of the greatest men that have made a mark on this world were treated like that. You're not going to do it. You're not going to get anywhere. They laughed at the Wright brothers. They laughed at Thomas Edison. They laughed at Walt Disney. They made jokes of Henry Ford. They said he was ignorant. He didn't have a college degree because he dropped out of school. Disney dropped out of school. And I think God plants those seeds through people on the earth. And I think 01, study the great.
The great Mike Jack. Hee. Yeah, your teacher is in the examples or the people that's around you, right? And just even watching things that, like what I'm doing right now with my Instagram feed, is feeding your mind because it's all positive, high vibrational information. So us putting ourselves in a space to receive high vibrational light is important on a constant daily basis, right? Now, the idea is to get out of the human completely and observe it all. So it don't matter if this person is high vibrational, this person is low vibrational. You want to just be in observer mode, because one positive thing that somebody might do might not work for you, but you tried it because you're a scientist. Quote unquote negative thing that somebody does right, might work for you. You tried it because you're a scientist. It's just about you being honest with yourself and understanding your core inner world. I just seen Wiz Khalifa, right? He was on the Breakfast Club, and he was dropping on that bitch about his new music or whatever, right? And he's into the yoga, martial arts, all of that, and he smokes weed. You feel me? He smokes on his way there, on his way to his next event, a whole blunt, right? And you could tell that he's in a whole peaceful, calm, serene state. And it works for him because he's in his bag, he's getting stronger, he's in shape, right? And he's not reactive and all of that. You feel me? So now the weed works for Wiz. So who am I or anybody to say don't smoke weed? You feel me? You want to be able to run tests and experiments on your cells to see if the weed works for you. To see if this situationship works for you, whatever it might be. And you have to be real selfish in your approach to this thing because, again, this is about you, your own universe. So you're going to have to fall into alignment and really put your attention on yourself, because you can pick up ideas from other people and you might pick up that idea from them and it might not be serving you at all. So I tell people all the time, experiment. That's all you can do. You feel me? Experiment and try it for yourself. I had a guy tell me that the sun gazing didn't do nothing for them. They didn't really feel nothing and blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay, well, maybe it doesn't work for you. There is no one size fit all in this thing. This is chaos, and everybody came down here to experience their life the way they were supposed to experience. And you can tell that because we all got different faces, shapes, size, creeds, colors, all of that stuff. So if we're trying to fit into somebody else's reality, then we're missing out on our own. All right, let me do one more, baby. Let's get it on. Let me do one more. Let's get it on. Shout out to the family. If y'all got any questions, leave it right now before I get up out of here.
The law of attraction is desire. The minute that you desire something, what you're doing, you're conjuring up energy. It's not a big secret, but many people don't realize how powerful thinking is. So desire is a criteria.
So what specific technique would you recommend for somebody to raise their energy? Because it sounds like it's all related to how much energy a person can send out.
Thought becomes things. And another thing that I need to point out, and that is when you do something with emotion brings it faster, draws it faster to you. And you can watch a person when they cry or when they sad or when they curse. And when they get angry, they're angry. The emotion is intense. And so when you are projecting and you have energy, like I said, you can even taste it. You can smell it. And that's energy going into a car with the new smell. That's a perfect example of using this more energy, because now you're experiencing it. If you say, I can't visualize, I teach them how to visualize. And that is just, I give them an orange and I said, you see the orange? And then see the orange, okay, see the sun kissed on the orange. Now, close your eyes and see the orange. I said, that's as simple as it is. The law of attraction.
Shout out to this old lady. They got on the thing, old lady. Reveals. That's funny. Shout out to the goddess. Yeah, desire is a big point and power that we need to understand within ourselves, right? That's why I got a wife named Desire. Ha! Dreams and desire. So we damn eat shit. That shit gets scary when you think about it. You feel me? We talk about manipulating the matrix. That's us, dreams and desires. Yeah, damn. And emotion is a big thing, because energy and motion, or the feeling, is the only thing that really matters. How do you feel coming out of your meditation or in your meditation? That's the key. You can't just visualize and then be like, okay, I'm not feeling shit. You want to visualize and try to get into a space of feeling intense energy, heat, passion, love, power while you're visualizing. So that's a good technique. She was saying visualizing the orange or having an orange. They do it in that. There's a book called Creative Visualization by Oldfield. Oldfield has a book, Creative Visualization. Is it up here? It might be in my other room. And then also, who else got? Bill Cooper has a book, Visualization, Creative Visualization as well. To put in Creative Visualization, you'll find Oldfield's book, and you'll find Phil Cooper's book as well. But essentially, he's saying, let me see if this is this it. No, that's not it. That's something else. Essentially, though, you can take an apple or orange, look at that apple orange item, then close your eyes and remember how it looks in your mind's eye. Then open your eyes, do it again. And he says do it for 10 seconds, then close your eyes, count to 10, and do that for 10 seconds. Then open your eyes, do it another 10 seconds, close your eyes, do it another 10 seconds. Essentially, so on and so forth, to get your visualization stronger. You feel me? Once you practice that, then you can get into the more nuances of visualization, which is when you start to see the movie play itself in your mind's eye, which is very powerful. You feel me? And you're in a movie and you're feeling the movie in your being, right? In your physiological language. And you're able to see the movie. It's a dream. That's all it is. It's a dream. It's a conscious dream. Damn near lucid dreaming as you're in a sleep state. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in this peaceful Zen state, alpha state. Y'all know some of the visualizations you don't even want to come out of. Oh, this shit is intense, baby. You feel me? This shit it's going down. Now I'm gonna give y'all a trick, and I give this to my Patreon, but I'm gonna give y'all the trick right now, just because I'm playing like that. Fuck it, nigga. You want to visualize you having sex, and that shit gonna take you to a whole nother level, because that's what some of y'all are aggressive for sex. Now females, I don't know, maybe y'all not as aggressive, so visualize something you like doing, having fun or whatever. But if fellas, if you visualize you having sex, you remember when you was 13, the bathroom door locked, got the bath water running, your mama banging on the door, you visualizing your classmate and shit. Now these kids today, they go straight to their phone. They fuck that girl. They ain't even worried. What? They go straight to the goddamn, they got their phone, 13, they whacking they shit. No visualization at all. They just stimulated by the fake asteroid. They seen grown ass woman bouncing on shit. That 13, you fuck around, nigga, them kids out of there, boy. Hey, this device right here, fuck some shit up. You got the world at your hands. So now you don't even have the goddamn endorphins to feel like motivated to do anything. Shit. Them kids got to be strong beings, boy. They need that. Hey, they need that father in their life or a very strong mother that's going to tell them, hey, look, that, you know, this is a trap, da 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 da. You feel me? Hell, I just seen they had Mount Rushmores of the porn stars on that bitch. I'm like, damn, these are all the porn stars I know. Shit. Ha. Like, goddamn, they got everybody on this hoe. They shit. Niggas talking about where Roxy Reynolds at. I'm like, yeah, where is she? You feel me? Pinky, Cherokee. Who else they had on that bitch? I don't think I knew the other two for some weird reason. I was like, damn, it's going down. Hall of Fame, the goats of porn. So now, that was back in the day. So now think about the porn now. These kids is fucked up. So now what you got to do is protect your imagination by constantly, habitually going into that world of imagining. You feel me? Because that's going to bring stuff down here into this world. And then also, we just read it in Joe Dispenza's book. What's it called? Mind Movies, where you can physically impose, not physically imposed, you can put pictures of yourself behind backgrounds and then see that going across the screen. So if you put your physical, like you and your family or whatever, behind a background of Disney World, you and your family behind a background of a car, right? D-Ray and I did that, and we got the Lincoln that we wanted. Same exact. We had rented it out. Look, this is how we got our Lincoln Navigator. We had rented out one week, right? For the whole week, we just dropped on it. $700, boom, right? We driving around, smelling the new car smell, driving around with it. You know what I'm saying? Really just making it seem like it's ours. And we went extreme because we was driving a lot, and we usually don't drive a lot. Cool. So sure enough, right? How spirit works. 3 months later, 4 months later, boom, somebody calls us about, hey, I got a Lincoln just for y'all. And it was the right price and everything. And it was like, oh shit. And boys was trying to sell us other cars, right? And we almost capitulated to that. They tried to sell us other kind of SUVs. And we was like, and there was one, we was real close. It was a different type of SUV, but we really wanted that Lincoln Navigator. You feel me? And essentially, we just trusted spirit and said, fuck it, nah, we're gonna wait. Sure enough, we waited, boom, Lincoln Navigator dropped right in our lap. Crazy. So understand to the core that, you know, you want to put yourself in position to receive the outcome. We did that with this house. It was the craziest shit. Our realtor showed us a house that's exactly like this one before we got to this one. It was crazy as shit. That's spirit. So boom, we looking for houses or whatever. This was back in the day. And we're looking for houses. Boom. Our realtor showed us a house that we was like, damn, that is everything. It was crazy. It was just in a flood zone, but we was gun-ho on it. You feel me? We wanted it too. We was like ready. Hey, we ready. Come on, let's get it, right? Boom. Somebody made a cash offer. Slid that house from under us. So the owners went with that cash offer person, right? Boom. We kind of was like, all right, well, fuck it. We still getting that house, whatever, right? So we visualizing. Oh, we did sex magic, right? Did the sex magic with the visualization of even the same house. Boom. Sure enough, not even 2 weeks later, the same exact modeled house with a way bigger backyard. And in the area that's closer to our family and the area that we're basically more used to pops up. I said, babe, this is the house. I said, damn, this is the exact damn house. I shit spooked. That shit scared the hell out of us. And this is a, I don't know about the model thing. It was just exact same outlook and everything. The way the living room was set up, everything. It was crazy. Sure enough, we signed on the dot. And that was, 9 years ago now. So understand to the core that, you put yourself in position by doing stuff that, and see, you can't worry about the outcome. You're just going to have to let it go and just do the thing. Fuck it. And you don't know how this thing going to come. That's the problem. Y'all worried about how this thing is going to come. This shit is just going to come. You just got to know it's going to come. You can't worry about none of that shit, nigga. I was just telling the Patreon family this the other day with the supplements and shit. I started with the meditate supplements, right? Then went to the dream supplements, just based off of, I knew that there was something that I was taking that was putting me in a certain different vibration. And then I casually, said, and the dream supplements had Harataki in it too. But I casually was like, all right, well, let me just get Harataki, a straight Harataki supplement. Feel me? That's it. And just have that as just the main ingredient, whatever, right? And sure enough, that was 4 years ago. And sure enough, that damn following spirit and just doing that, right? Sure enough, pays off to this day. Based off of one, Amazon and TikTok. It's the craziest shit, boy. It's like, damn, I was just trying to sell it to my community. Now I'm providing for the whole damn United States of America and shit. Chaos in the blood, baby. Hey, I'm just telling you what it is. That shit gets real strange, real strange. Hidden Vision said Jada Fire. Chaos in the blood. Y'all saw the Pope died yesterday. Yeah, so the Pope died yesterday. That's that 88. He died at 88. That's that Lionsgate energy, right? We're talking about Back to the Future. You feel me? So you healing from the past to manipulate your future, right? And you're just going through a portal. When you remember the Lionsgate, I did the whole breakdown of Back to the Future in one of these YouTube videos in the past. Just go to the Lionsgate one. And essentially that's coming up, this 8-8. So you need to be preparing for that energy right now, because that portal, that gateway, that infinite being is a gateway for you to turn up into. You feel me? And even in the code this year, right? It being 889. Well, that 9 is completion, and the 8-8 is still in play with the infinity energy that's happening. So you want to be able to really walk through that portal, that gateway, and turn up. It was funny because the Pope died at 88. Somebody else there was a few other people back in the day, like Bill Russell and somebody else. They all died at 88. But I think there was another England power that died at 88, which was interesting. So, we got to see that. Also, even in the aspect of that nigga dying at 88 during this Easter time. And that Ostara, or this Easter energy, is just a rebirth. So remember, when Jesus is being reborn, it's just it's a ode to the spring equinox, of course, right? Which is just spring season coming into the fold. But then it's also just you understanding that you have to plant your seed and be reborn into this world in this spring to live out this new adventure for the next 8 months until we go into the winter time again. You feel me? So that's why I'm saying be the thing now, because if you're it right now, then essentially you're going to walk into the summer with that energy. So you got 3 months to the summer, right? Boom. You can start if you start walking into it right now for these next 2 months, when summertime comes, your energy is going to shine bright. You feel me? And in that shining bright, you're going to be able to attract and pull more people towards you, right, in the summertime. So you're going to be summertime fine. You feel me? Flexing and shit. Yeah. Swollen shit on the boys. You feel me? Hitting them moves. What that song, what they got, say them TikToks, boy, they be doing all kind of dances. I be practicing them hoes because the summertime I'm coming out with them hoes. You feel me? Nasty style. I sign it. You know I can hit it. My big ass crazy, boy. Ha! Let me stop playing with y'all, man. Yeah, I think it was the queen, huh, Titus? I think it was the queen. Something happened with the queen. I can't remember. But yeah, that happened. Yes, sir, family. Tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Sinners Decoded. Spoiler alert. So if you don't want to see the spoilers, don't come into the fold. It's gonna be a powerful build. I'm gonna break it all the way down like no other. You know how Dream get. And just understand it is what it is with the Sinners movie. So y'all be on the lookout for that tomorrow as I break down the whole vampiric energy, Christ consciousness, sword in the stone. You know what I'm saying? It's all of that. It's a whole bunch of different things that we got. Left and right brain of the hemispheres of the brain, red and blue pill. It's just a lot. And it's a deeper understanding when you're looking at it with your first eye instead of these two eyes. So I'm going to do that tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Central Time, family. Y'all know what it is. Peace to the gods.